Okay, for exercise 8A, we're going to learn to use single line text, and we're going to be putting in quite a bit of text on this. So there's two ways of when we do text. One way is when we justify text. You'll see that in the lesson there's several texts we have to justify where they say that. For example, this one here says use justify center. This one over here says justify fit. Another justify fit, justify line, justify line. This one here, they don't mention justify, so we're not going to justify the text. As well as this one that says no justification for this text. So this is how we're going to do it. When we go back to AutoCAD, we need to make sure when we do text, before we did text, we clicked on this button over here. This is the multi-line text. In order to get to single line text, we're going to need to go to Draw, Text, Single Line. Okay? What's quicker, instead of going up to the menu and going to single line text, is just go simply type in DT. Okay? DT is the same thing, and it can get us there quicker. Let's get that mouse going better. Okay, DT. Okay, that's the same thing as starting our single line text. Alright, so let's take a look at what we have to draw. For this one right here, this is use justify center. The height is 0.5. and the center point is 6.25, 8. So let's go ahead and do this. Start our text, we're going to go, I'm going to take the snap off. Start a text, I'm going to go DT, enter. Down here it's asking me, do you want to start the text or do you want to justify it? Well, the book says I have to justify it, so I'm going to go ahead and justify it by typing in J, enter. Now it gives me all these options here. Align, fit, center, middle, right. The one we want is center. And now it's asking me, what is the center point of the text? Okay, I believe that was 6.25, 8. So type in 6.25, 8. Okay, so we got the location of our text now, the starting of it. Down here now, continue on looking in the command line. It says specify height. The height, what they said was 0.5. So I'll go ahead and put in 0.5, 0.5. And it's asking me now for the rotation angle. Okay, it says 0 right now, so I'm just going to leave it at 0 because I don't need to rotate the text. And now, finally, we're ready to type in the text. So we just go ahead and type in text, exercise. Enter twice when you're done typing. I'm going to go ahead and make everything, all of our text we do should be in text heavy. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my text to text heavy right now. Okay, so let's take a look at another one. Let's go ahead and do the one here with a circle. Okay, so draw the circle first. The center of the circle is at 7, 3.75. And the radius is 0.75. So let's go ahead and draw that. Actually, the circle is going to be an object. So I'll put that back to object. So circle. And then type in the location of the circle, which was 7, 3.75. So 7, 3.75. Okay, there's the location of the circle. And then it says go ahead and put the radius is 0.75. Enter. Okay, so we got our circle. Now we need to put the text in. It says use justify middle to place numbers in the center of the circle. So that means we're going to be using our OSNAP center. So let's go ahead and go back to AutoCAD. I want to make sure my OSNAPs, I do have center on. So I'm going to make sure I got that center. So here we go. We're going to put the text in now. DT, enter. Justify, it's J, enter. We need to put it in the middle. That's what the book said. Find the middle of the text, it's going to be right there. The text height, leave it at 0.5, or it should be at 0.5. And we're not going to rotate it, so I hit enter, and then we type in the number 22. And you hit enter twice. Okay, remember the text is actually in text heavy. Okay, so we have that. Bunch off the grid, so I need to use it. Okay, let's take a look at another one. I'm not going to go through the whole page for you, but I'll go through some of these so you can get an idea what you have to do. Let's take a look at this one right here. Fit 1 inch height. This one says use justify fit. First endpoint is 1, 0.5. Second endpoint 5, 0.5, and the height is 1. So let's go ahead and do that. So DT, enter. J, enter for justify. Fit. Now it's asking me to specify the first endpoint of the text baseline. Now here's what you need to pay attention to. Let me go back here. See how it gives me two sets of coordinates, two sets of numbers here? When you have two sets of coordinates, you need to make sure you type it in the command line. You come down here and you type them in. 1, 0.5. Because I found if you type them up here, it'll make your text go off in an angle. Okay, so we just need to make sure that when you type in if you have two sets of coordinates, you make sure you come down here in the command line and you type it in. So I believe the next spot is 5, 0.5. Okay, so 5, 0.5. Enter. Text height is 1. Enter. And then we type in what the book says. Fit 1 inch height. Enter twice when you're done. Okay, good. So let's make again. Text is text heavy. Okay, let's go ahead and do another one. Let's go ahead and do something that does not involve justification. Let's go ahead and do this one here. So the text start point is 0.75, comma 7.5, and the height is 0.13. Okay, so on that one, we don't justify. So we're going to go DT, enter. Now it's asking me the starting point, so I'm just going to go ahead and type it in. Since I don't have to justify it, I'm not going to go J, enter. So the starting point, I just forgot what it was actually. 0.75, 7.5. So 0.75, comma 7.5, enter. There's the starting point right here. Now look down at the command line. It says, what do you want for the height? I want the height to be 0.13. It's asking me for the rotation angle. We're going to leave it at 0. So you hit enter. And now we go ahead and type in what the text tells us to do. So this text start point is this. Is it all caps? Yes. This text start point is 0.75 or 0.75? 0.75. 0.75, comma 7.50. I think it was 0.0, right? Yeah. Okay, then you hit enter, and you go, and the height is 0.13. And the height is 0.13. The end of the period at the end? No. Okay. Okay, then when you're done typing, hit enter twice. And that's what we have for that. I'm going to go ahead and do one more for you. So at least you have an idea what you have to do. I'm going to do the one that has the rotation text on it. So let's go back to the book. And this one here. It says no justification for this text. They spelled this wrong, but just start text at 8.5, comma 1.25. Height is 0.25 and rotation angle, or rotation is 45. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and go DT, enter. We're not going to go J, enter, because they're not telling us to justify. They said go ahead and just start typing in the starting point, which was, you guys remember what it was? 8.5, comma 1.25. So we got 8.5, comma 1.25. Enter. I think I typed something wrong. Hold on. No, okay, it's 8.5, comma 1.25. Let's get that right now. So I'll start again. DT, enter. 8.5, comma 1.25. There we go. That looks like a better location. Okay. Asking me for the height. The height is 0.2. Rotation angle. This time we'll put in a rotation angle of 45. Enter. And then type in the text. There's no justification is mentioned. Let's see. Okay, for this text, no justification for this text. For this text, enter. Just start text. Enter. Let me say something else. Height 0.20 and rotation 45. Okay, when you're done typing, hit enter twice. 1, 2. Z enter, A enter. Get an idea what it looks like. Okay, good. Let me just go ahead and do one more for you. One of these line ones. Okay, so remember this one here. I'll do this one right on this one. This one here, remember that they give us two sets of coordinates. Set 1 here and set 2 here. So remember, when you have two sets of coordinates, make sure you type in those numbers in the bottom in the command line in AutoPad. Okay? So let's go ahead and do this one. This one says use justify a line. So DT, enter, J, enter, align. First endpoint of baseline, 0.75, comma 4.75. Remember where I told you to type it, down here in the bottom of the baseline. 0.75. You didn't get down there. Hold on. Make sure I got it. Okay, do it again. DT, enter, J, enter, align. Come down here, type it in, 0.75, comma, I forgot where it was already. 4.75. 4.75. Okay. And then we also type in the next base point down at the bottom here. 11.75, 5.25. 11.75, comma, I forgot, was it 5.25? Yeah, 5.25. 5.25. Okay, so that's what we got. Hit enter, and now we're ready to go. So let's see what the text says. Use justify a line again. Use justify a line again. Period 1, 2. And we can say it's the start point. First end point. First end point is 0.75, comma, I think it was what, 4.75? Yeah. 4.75. Period. Second. End point is, see how it squeezes the text in? Is, and then it's 11.75, comma, 5.25. Let's see if they end with a period. Can't remember if they do or not. And they did. Period. When you're done typing, hit enter twice. 2. See, enter, A, enter. Okay, so that's kind of like what it looks like. So you can go ahead and finish up the drawing. Make sure you pay attention to the justifying for the text up here and the other aligned, and also there's another text here. Okay, so this is enough to get you started on your 8A.